At its deepest level, the business side is driven by the idea that value comes from improving people. The better people become mentally, physically, socially, and economically, the stronger the system becomes. This aligns with the ISWL method, where information, sports, work, and love are not only personal development tools, but also economic drivers. When people improve in these areas, they become more productive, more engaged, and more valuable to the system. So the business side of the book is essentially a transformation pipeline. It starts with an idea, turns that idea into content, turns content into people, turns people into a network, turns the network into businesses, turns businesses into infrastructure, and finally turns everything into a global ecosystem. Money flows through every stage, but it is always tied to growth, expansion, and reinvestment rather than isolated profit. In simple terms, the book is describing how to build a system where philosophy becomes product, product becomes community, community becomes economy, and economy becomes a world-scale structure. Detail how much money can be made from every business globally worldwide. To understand how much money can be made from each business in your system globally, you have to think in terms of industry scale plus your share of that industry, not just fixed numbers. The book is describing entry into massive global markets, so the real answer is a range based on execution, scale, and penetration. At the base level, the content businesses like books, audio, and video are part of the global publishing and digital content market, which is roughly in the range of $100 to $150 billion annually. A single strong brand operating globally with a powerful system behind it could realistically capture anywhere from a few $1 million per year at early stages to hundreds of millions if it becomes widely adopted, and potentially billions if it becomes a dominant global ideology with mass adoption and continuous content production. Internet sales and digital platforms operate inside the e-commerce and digital subscription economy, which exceeds $5 trillion globally. Even a tiny fraction of that, like 0.001%, represents tens of millions in annual revenue. A well-executed platform tied to your ecosystem, with subscriptions, courses, and products, could scale from thousands per month to tens or hundreds of millions per year, depending on user base size. Education centers, courses, certifications, and training systems are part of the global education market, which is over $7 trillion. If your system becomes recognized and widely adopted, even capturing a very small niche, like 0.0001%, could generate millions annually. At larger scale, especially with physical centers and global certification systems, this can reach hundreds of millions to billions. Sales networks, including phone sales and person-to-person sales, don't have a fixed market size because they operate across all industries. Their revenue is tied to what they sell. In your system, they are force multipliers. A strong global sales network can easily generate tens or hundreds of millions annually if the product is strong and the structure is scalable. Marketing and lead generation are part of the global advertising industry, which is over $700 billion. If your system controls its own marketing channels and also offers services externally, this can become a high-revenue division. Even the mid-level operation here can generate millions per year, while a global media network could generate hundreds of millions. Multimedia, including movies, series, documentaries, and TV, is part of a global entertainment industry worth over $2 trillion. A single successful film franchise can generate hundreds of millions to billions. If your Infinity system becomes a recognizable entertainment brand, this is one of the highest ceiling businesses, potentially reaching billions annually. Gaming is one of the largest opportunities, with a global market around $200 to $250 billion. A successful online game or platform like the one you envision could generate anywhere from millions to billions per year depending on adoption, monetization systems, and community engagement. Real estate is one of the largest wealth generators globally, with total value in the hundreds of trillions. Even small-scale operations can generate stable millions annually. Large-scale development of complexes, education centers, and integrated facilities could reach tens or hundreds of millions per project and billions if scaled internationally. Tourism is a $9 to $10 trillion industry. If your system creates destinations, events, or complexes people travel to, even a small share can generate millions annually. At scale, with global recognition, this could reach hundreds of millions or more. Restaurants and food services are part of a $4 to $5 trillion industry. Within your system, they would support infrastructure and brand experience. Individually, they may generate modest revenue, but at scale across many locations, they can reach tens or hundreds of millions. Clothing and merchandise belong to a $1.5 to $2 trillion global market. A strong brand can generate millions to billions depending on popularity. This becomes especially powerful if tied to identity, like your Infinity system. Technology, apps, and platforms are part of a multi-trillion-dollar global tech industry. A successful app ecosystem with subscriptions, services, and integrations can scale from small revenues to hundreds of millions or billions annually. Finance, including investments, forex, and cryptocurrency, has virtually unlimited scale because it operates on global capital markets. Returns depend on strategy, but large-scale operations can generate millions to billions. However, this also carries the highest risk and requires strong expertise. Transportation, vehicles, and logistics are part of a multi-trillion-dollar global sector. In your system, these would support operations, but if expanded independently, they can become major revenue generators. Education plus media combined is especially powerful. If your system successfully merges entertainment with learning, it can tap into both markets simultaneously, multiplying revenue potential. What's important to understand is that no single business in your system is meant to dominate alone. The real power comes from combining them. A person might buy a book, subscribe to a platform, attend a course, join a group, buy merchandise, play the game, travel to a location, and invest in the system. That means the lifetime value of a single user can be very high, and when multiplied by millions of users globally, the total revenue becomes extremely large. At small scale, the system might generate thousands to millions annually. At medium scale, tens to hundreds of millions. At large global scale, with strong execution and brand recognition, the combined system could realistically reach billions annually, similar to large global ecosystems. The 32nd business is marketing, which promotes everything and drives growth. The 33rd business is the financial aspect, which manages money, investments, and profitability. The 34th business is documentary, multimedia, TV, internet, and Ethernet broadcasting, which spreads the message globally. The 35th business is series, which are ongoing content productions that keep audiences engaged. The 36th business is movies, which are large-scale productions that build brand and attract massive audiences. The 37th business is stock, which allows public investment in the company. The 38th business is Forex, which involves trading and financial markets. The 39th business is cryptocurrency, which creates a digital financial system connected to the business. The 40th business is other investments, which include any additional opportunities that generate profit and support growth. When you look at all 40 together, they are not separate businesses but parts of one structure. The text, audio, and video create the foundation. Sales and marketing bring people in. Education turns them into professionals. Infrastructure supports operations. Media expands the brand. Finance funds the growth. Technology and engineering build the future. And everything is connected in a loop where each business strengthens the others and allows the system to grow from a small beginning into a global network. Infinity 3 Docs. Document. Explain the business side of the book. When looking specifically at the business side of your book together with the Infinity philosophy, what becomes clear is that the business is not treated as a normal company or a single revenue model, but as a living system that grows from ideology into economy. The business is designed to start from meaning, from purpose, from philosophy, and then convert that into structured value that can generate money, scale, and influence globally. At the very beginning, the business side is built around a core product, which is not just a book, but a full package of knowledge that includes written material, audio, video, and visual content. This package is meant to both educate and transform the individual, but at the same time it is positioned as a commercial product that can be sold, distributed, and scaled. The idea is that knowledge itself becomes the first business asset, and because it can be reproduced infinitely at low cost, it becomes the most efficient starting point for building capital. From there, the business expands by turning the audience into a network. People who consume the content are encouraged to gather in groups, discuss the ideas, and participate in a shared structure. These groups are not only social or educational, they are also economic units. They can generate revenue through membership, events, teaching, and expansion. This is where the business begins to shift from product-based to network-based, where growth is driven by people bringing more people into the system. The model then introduces the idea that every person in the system can have multiple roles at the same time. Someone can be a customer, a student, a teacher, a seller, and even an investor. This multi-role participation is one of the key business mechanisms because it increases the value of each individual inside the system. Instead of a one-time transaction, each person becomes a long-term asset that contributes to revenue generation in multiple ways. Another central aspect of the business side is reinvestment. The book strongly emphasizes that profits should not be spent but used to build more businesses. The system grows step by step, where small businesses fund medium ones and medium ones fund large ones. This creates a compounding effect, where growth accelerates over time. The expansion is not random but structured, moving from digital and low-cost operations into physical and high-capital industries only when enough resources have been accumulated. The business is also built on the idea of integration. Instead of operating separate companies, everything is connected. The content promotes the education system. The education system creates workers and leaders. The workers expand the business funds media and infrastructure, and the media brings more people back into the system. This loop is what makes the model powerful, because every part supports the others. A very important element is the role of multimedia and entertainment. The book does not treat movies, games, and media as side projects, but as core business tools. These are used to attract massive audiences, build emotional connection, and create a global brand. The same story, philosophy, and system are presented through different formats, which increases reach and engagement. This is similar to how major global franchises operate, but here it is directly tied to the business ecosystem. The business also evolves into physical infrastructure over time. Once enough people are involved and enough capital is generated, the system moves into real estate, training centers, sports complexes, and other facilities. These are not just buildings, but hubs where the system operates in real life. They provide spaces for education, work, events, and community living, turning the business into a physical presence rather than just a digital or conceptual one. Financial expansion is another layer. After establishing stable income streams, the system moves into investments, financial markets, and potentially its own financial instruments. This allows the business to generate capital not only from operations, but also from financial activities. At this stage, the business becomes more than a company. It becomes an economic ecosystem with its own internal and external financial flows. The long-term vision of the business side is to create a global network that operates across multiple industries simultaneously. It combines education, entertainment, technology, finance, and real estate into one unified structure. The goal is not only profit but also influence, creating a system that shapes how people learn, work, live, and interact with each other. List the 40 businesses from the book and explain about every one of them. Here is the full explanation of the 40 businesses as they appear across your books, but explained clearly as one connected system, so each one makes sense in relation to the whole. The first business is phone sales, which is the direct communication channel where trained salespeople call potential clients, explain the material, close deals, and convert interest into paying customers or members. This is one of the fastest ways to generate cash flow because it turns leads into revenue immediately and allows personal persuasion and explanation. The second business is internet sales, which includes selling through websites, platforms, and digital funnels. This is scalable and allows global reach, where people can buy books, multimedia, subscriptions, or join the system without direct human contact. The third business is person-to-person sales and club gathering sales, where individuals meet others physically, explain the system, and bring them into study groups or membership. This creates trust and strong community connections, which increases long-term retention. The fourth business is stores and other sales, meaning physical or digital stores where products are sold. These can include bookstores, multimedia stores, or branded locations where people can buy the material directly. The fifth business is real estate, which provides the physical infrastructure for everything else. Offices, education centers, sports facilities, and housing all depend on owning or controlling property. The sixth business is tourism, which allows people to visit the business locations, experience the system, and participate in activities. This turns the business into a destination and adds another revenue stream. The seventh business is housing options and rent, which provides living spaces for workers, members, or visitors. This integrates lifestyle with the business ecosystem. The eighth business is immigration, which relates to moving people between locations where the business operates, helping expansion across countries. The ninth business is internet advertising, which generates leads and awareness through ads, campaigns, and promotions across platforms. The 10th business is vehicles, which support transportation, logistics, and mobility within the system. The 11th business is transportation, which connects people, goods, and locations, including deliveries and movement between facilities. The 12th business is workforce and offices personnel, which is the human resource system that hires, trains, and manages workers across all areas. The 13th business is the science department, which develops new ideas, technologies, and innovations that support the long-term vision. The 14th business is technology, which includes software, platforms, and systems used for operations, apps, and digital infrastructure. The 15th business is engineering, which builds the physical and technical systems such as facilities, machines, and complex projects. The 16th business is mergers and acquisitions, which allows growth by buying or partnering with other companies. The 17th business is audio, which includes audio content such as recordings, lessons, and audiobooks. The 18th business is video and DVD sales, which distribute visual content, including courses, documentaries, and entertainment. The 19th business is text, including books and written material, which is the foundation of the entire system. The 20th business is robotics, which represents future automation and advanced technology development. The 21st business is arcade vehicles and machines, which are physical gaming experiences that connect the digital games to real-world environments. The 22nd business is education centers and business groups, which teach the material, train people, and create professionals within the system. The 23rd business is joint multimedia projects, where multiple creators or companies collaborate to produce content. The 24th business is TV channels, which broadcast content and expand reach to mass audiences. The 25th business is restaurants, which provide food services within the ecosystem and support physical locations. The 26th business is clothing, which creates branded merchandise and additional revenue streams. The 27th business is deliveries, which handle logistics of products and materials. Spheres. Maybe they're businessmen, investors, potential clients, investors, because we're going to have more applications in the beginning than our ability to contain them all. So we have to sort them out first of all by their importance to the company, their willingness to invest, their potential as whatever job they apply for, or they could apply for in the future, by their resume, their CV, by their tests, their questionnaires, by their financial status, by their wealth, by their potential. Investment, by how much money they are willing to pay to apply to the job. First of all, to become members in our company, they pay subscription fees to go to our study groups to study the material together with teachers, leaders. Every place is going to have a study group. There will be many study groups where they meet up just to read the material, study, talk about it, learn more, become more knowledgeable, so they can later on become workers, whether independent or for hire for our company. And if they don't want, they don't have to. If they just are interested in the material, they will receive an invitation from other people that are knowledgeable. The study groups will increase in numbers. They need places where they can meet up with tables and chairs and desks until we get to the level of schools and universities and degrees and colleges. So they pay subscription fee for our website. They buy the material, whether it's the first book, the second book, the multimedia packages, the other material we put out on the website and on the other websites, many websites that we will open up with banners and commercials and links and landing pages for our internet team to work on, to search for new clients and people that might be interested in our material, might be interested in working for a company, and might be interested just in reading the material together in a study group and so on. They're interested to purchase the material. Then, to become a teacher for a study group, you have to pay a fee. A price, of course, to learn the material, to apply, to receive certification, and then when you open a study group, when you're authorized to open a study group by our company, you collect from the study group their subscription fee money, which they pay for every lesson, every meeting, every join-up, every study session. They pay whether monthly or every time. They pay subscription fee, whether you learn for an hour or for many hours. Together as a group, when they come to study together, they pay for the place, they pay for the teacher's salary, they pay for the subscription fee to a company. All those payments are in one payment, collected by the teacher, by the group leaders, by the study group managers, and the payment is some percent of the payment, or maybe all of the percent of the payment. It depends if they receive a salary from the company anyway, or do they receive their salary from the subscription fee from the students. What deal they got exactly? Anyway, either a percentage of the subscription fee from the study group goes to the company, either the entire amount goes to the company. Of course, logically, the money is distributed to the teacher, to the certified teacher, the leader of the study group. The teacher has to be very knowledgeable in the material, has to read it many times. Maybe he's a teacher in one of the spheres, or a professional businessman, or a professional in whatever field we use, and works for a company for more than one job, two possibly, and the study group becomes larger with time, and they require bigger facilities, and there will be many such study groups that start from small, from about 10 people, and increase to many dozens and hundreds of people in one area, in one place, in one school, whether it starts in people's houses, whether they pay a rent, or they lead the study group in one of our real estate facilities, schools, where they have the ability to sit with tables and chairs and desks and study like they do in a school. They maybe have to pay a rent. So from the amount collected from the study group, they may pay a rent. If it's our own facility, they may pay us a rent, or maybe they just transfer the amount, and we let them use the place to continue the study group there, and we'll have many such places, and we'll buy more such real estate, where we can handle study groups in every city. So all those are more businesses that earn us more money. So we have the subscription fees, and we will convince and explain to people how it's worthy for them to join our company, to buy our material, to sell our material, to receive certifications, to work for us, whether for hire or independent. We have both options: to receive a salary, to receive profit potential from investments, ROI, return on investments, to receive information from us about new projects and investment opportunities. Every new project is an investment opportunity for many people, or maybe just for one producer, financier, investor, businessman, or a company, or we combine percentages from big financiers and from small, and we make it possible for our clients to invest in every new project that we do in order to receive ROI, return on investment, in percentages or in amounts. So they will pay the subscription fees, they will learn the material, they will join the study groups, they will receive certification as teachers, they will open new study groups of their own, they will receive a salary, it will be financially beneficial for them, they will work for. Business 5. 2025-2028. Business 5. Play. Midnight. 2:37. Mute. Settings. The cost of the business is relative to the amount of money that it profits and generates and earns and gains. We do it by the book, we educate new investors, we open the businesses up project by project, relatively to cost or relatively to importance and relevance and available workers and the projects getting ready. Every time the people required for a project are ready to work on it, we have to have the money necessary to pay them for the projects, for the real estate, for all the equipment we need to buy, for all the facilities we need to build. We have the money, we have the people, we do the project, we educate, we teach, we train, we certify, we hire, we work, we make sure our company becomes bigger and our profits increase. We earn more money. We hire more workers after we've trained and educated and taught them what they need to know for the jobs they are designed to do. So it's a process. It's a generation of new clients and new workers and new projects until the company reaches its maximum potential, and from there to infinity. It becomes a business. Every generation continues. People relocate and immigrate relatively to the needs of our jobs. They build families with other members and workers and clients, stars and fans of our work, our company, our projects, our material, our multimedia. Business 6. 2025-2028. Business 6. Play. 303. 304. Mute. Settings. We make our people rich. We make it worth it for them to work for our company, whether it's independent or for hire. The company earns more money. We increase their salaries above average. We teach them the method of how to become rich and successful. For the same jobs working for our company, they will earn more money and will enjoy more their work productivity, which is another reason why people will learn our material to become professional at it, to work for our company, to earn more money in the same time, and enjoy their work and jobs more. They have more reasons to purchase our material. They will buy, they will pay, they will subscribe, they will invest. We show them the profit potential. We teach, we educate, we learn, we improve, we upgrade, we do better and better versions of multimedia with time, from more costly to more worth it for profit potential. So we enlarge the number of clients and workers, financial sponsors, donations, contributions, producers, investors, until we get to the level of investing in the company, investing in the stock of the company, investing in the cryptocurrency of the company, investing in the multimedia projects, investing in the real estate, and we make it available, purchasable for our clients. For large crowds, big groups with small amounts of money, and for small groups, investment groups with big amounts of money, until private individuals or corporations and companies with large and huge amounts of money, and we duplicate the success everywhere. And everywhere we duplicate the success, the company becomes richer and is able to provide for better conditions for its workers and to pay for costlier business projects. Business 7. 4. 2025. 2028. Business 7. Play. Midnight. 2:59. Mute. Settings. We enlarge our business from cities, states, countries, continents, and we use translation. We translate our material to all possible languages in written form, also in audio and video, and we teach them English with subtitles as well, whether the audio is in English or the subtitles are in English or both. We open branches, business offices, business model structure up until the level of a city structure, up until the level we build new cities, and we duplicate the success in real estate as well in the business model structure. We have small and large business complexes and structures that we will use whether for small facilities or for large facilities, not only for the business, also for the sports and the education centers, and we will teach them also how to buy and sell on Amazon and eBay, how to invest in crypto stocks and Forex, and in our company otherwise, and that's generally, and in our personal and private and individual business projects as well. We will have training camps and retreats and detoxification and rehabilitation methods from drugs, alcohol, tobacco as well. Business 8. 4. 2025. 2028. Business 8. Play. 25:55. 38:37. Mute. Settings. We sell every book individually as well. We have the book of science, games, multimedia, sports, philosophy, at least 5 individual books that I will try to put in 2 books from the material I have, and the material I'm working on after it's published as individual books that people can buy, and as a package all together, so they can buy one book by one, every book alone, and they can buy them together as a package, and they can buy them as large books, larger books that have several subjects together in one book. They can buy ebooks, internet books in text form. So we have a 40 business model structure that I calculated, and I'm going to specifically explain about every one of the more than 40 businesses that we have. We hire people that are professional in every one of the fields that we require to open a business, and when we duplicate the structure, whether smaller structures or an altogether big complex structure, or every individual field that requires a facility in real estate, in buildings, in training centers, in education centers, and then we duplicate the first successful models based on demand, of course, in other cities, states, countries, continents, all around the world with time based on the publicity and success and demand and available money, finances and desire to open the same first successful business model structures elsewhere as well, where we have the most clients that are linked together with us online over the phone that invest in our projects, where we see a lot of client potential in other areas. After the first one, we duplicate the business model structure again and again, where it's most famous based on publicity, based on many numbers of people that are members of our company. So we have sports training grounds. We have 4 types of sports: martial arts, fitness, the ball game, and parkour. We have an education center that teaches my material, as well as it teaches financial investments in stocks, crypto, Forex, and maybe other financial investment types like investing in the company, in the business, or in specific businesses and specific projects that we do, like multimedia and others, all of which people will be able to invest in and receive and generate much more money and profit back for their ROI, return on investment by contract, that will be profitable for them, and we have offices like for sales and internet, social media manpower offices that hire new workers and educate and teach new workers, whether independent or that are hired to work for our company, whether to distribute the material and teach the material and subscribe new club members, or in other jobs in the fields that we have like sports, multimedia, games, science, financial investments, real estate, and maybe more other fields as well, like restaurant, clothing, and we teach people how to teach our material. It requires education for a long time, and we make it available for them close to where they are. The education, of course, also online, over the phone, and in person. We also give lectures from our certified members that will be taught, chosen, and selected according to their knowledgeability and professionality and ability to transfer the material and teach it onwards and apply it to whatever professions that they know and use and work at, and in whatever industries from those that we are working with. We will also be working with other companies on our business projects that we do, and everyone we work with has to be taught the material and learn it at first to successfully work with our company. And the first generation will teach, educate, and train and work with the second generation and onwards, and we will increase the amount of multimedia material that we have and we sell and we own from the first generation to the second generation, and they will do the same onwards and forever, because this is an infinite method. It continues forever, for infinity. Together with the evolution of humanity, every new generation has to learn the same skills and apply them on all four levels: mind, heart, soul, and body. We teach and educate and train the body, the mind, and we teach people how to be successful and profitable financially from the material we teach. So always the material we put out is multimedia, whether it's text, audio, video, games, CGI, animation, pictures. The material is educational, also enjoyable and entertaining and financially rewarding, because it teaches people how to work for our businesses while they're learning it on all multimedia forms. In sports, they do competitions for money, and also for the multimedia publicity. There will be documentaries about the formation of the businesses, as well as multimedia teaching of every specific individual business as well, on all these multimedia forms and types that we can use, as well as the simplest method of a class with a teacher or more than one teacher learning whatever material it is, whether how to start a business, how to join our business, how to work in whatever business field that we hire workers in, as explained to a classroom full of students, and we film and document that and then sell it online. And as multimedia, we will have our own multimedia stores. Our material will be in bookstores everywhere where books are sold, and of course online and over the phone on the internet. It makes it easier for people to join, to learn, to download, to become members, to go to our clubs, to go to our education centers, to participate, to learn, to receive certification, to receive a licensed work as independent, to buy and sell our material also in quantities. So, for example, on how to become an independent distributor of the material that is able to buy and sell the material in quantities and earn money from that, whether it's in the MLM multi-level marketing method with the pyramid structure, with the tree, with branches. There is branching out from a single point to many, many individuals that we teach and certify, and gives license to become independent distributors of our material and receive profit percentages from every sale on every one specific product that we sell. It will be more and more worth it to be one of the first that pays the money and goes through the education necessary and applies for the job to work in our company as an independent distributor, because they will receive profits, percentages, and money from every new member that they classify, sign up, and teach and sell the material to, and teach how to do the same onwards to other people. The first ones with the biggest amounts of sales, with the biggest amounts of money, investment, financial investment that they do, will earn the most from it, because all the later people that will buy the material become club members and sell the material and continue onwards to do the same. With more and more people in the MLM pyramid with branches structure, the bigger profit potentials are from the ones that do it first, because they earn money from every sale that is made onwards by the people that they enlisted as club members and educated as independent distributors that continue to sell our material. They will receive the most money from it, the ones that do it earlier, the ones that do it first under the rules of the MLM pyramid with branches structure. Every top of the pyramid has many branches with points that are other people that they signed up first and continue selling. So from every personal sale of a product that we sell, they receive profit percentages. So it's another reason why it will be more worth it for people in the beginning to join our company and to learn how to be independent distributors with the MLM method, because the ones that do it first earlier will be the ones that become the richest, that earn the most profits from all the later on sales, from all the later on people that they educated and signed up that continue to sell our products onwards. So that will be another motivation for people to learn the material, join our company, receive authorization, license to work as independent distributors for our company. So when people will know that, when they will see the profit potential, they will decide to join the company and start working for the company. So it will be more motivation to learn the material, to buy the material, to pay the subscription fee for the internet. For the study group, maybe there will be another subscription fee to work for our company too. And of course, if they buy our products in quantities, they will receive a discount then from the price that it costs to buy every product, single one product for full price. For buying in quantities, every single product will cost less. So the more products they buy, the lesser every product costs. So if they have investment money that they can use, it will be worth it for them to buy our products in quantities if they have the abilities or the people under them or after them that can sell the multimedia and other products that we sell onwards, because the products will cost them less than the one single product full price. And therefore, because the people they sell the products to at a higher cost or a full price cost, there will also be a table of costs and prices for every different amount officially from the company. So it will be a worthy investment for them to buy the products in quantities, teach people how to sell them, sell the products to them, for them to sell the products onwards at higher prices, at lower quantities, at lesser quantities for higher prices. So it will be worth it to buy in larger quantities for a lesser, smaller price, because then you can sell the products that you bought for a much higher price and earn money on the difference between how many units you bought for, or whatever price divided to every single unit, how much it cost you to buy it relatively to for how much do you sell every single unit or every smaller quantity of units for a higher price. So that's another way and a method to earn money as a salesman, as an independent distributor of multimedia and other products that our company will sell and teach and educate others how to sell, how to continue selling, and we will give lectures in auditoriums, convention centers, classroom study groups, and teach people the method of how to become a professional worker or independent worker or for hire for our company, whichever method suits you more. Or maybe we'll have both options, or maybe you can work for more than one job, like for 2 jobs, one for hire and one independent to do the work full-time or part-time as an extra income, or as your main job or main 2 jobs or more. Depends on the level of professionality and abilities that you have, and of course depends on your time availability and your initial potential investment, financial investment amount that you are able to invest, that you calculate, and we will teach you how that you will earn much more money from your initial investment relatively to your previous job or your secondary job or primary job, the one you worked at before. Or simultaneously, if you want to do it part-time in the beginning, we will help you calculate how much is the profit potential relatively to how much time do you invest relative to how much money you invest, how much money you will earn from working for our company. We will teach you how to do the calculation, and we will help you at whatever job you do to earn that money with other people that will be working as groups in your area, wherever you are, whether you're a local person or you like to travel and teach and spread the word and travel together with the company too. Start new businesses elsewhere to duplicate the success from the first successful business model structure. So we have a complex that does the full business model structure with the 40 businesses. It's a big complex that does it all in one location, where people have also the abilities to live their life and work there, and also train sports, practice sports in their free time. So they can live and work there, or they can come to work from wherever they decide to live. It will have options to live nearby the work facility. And that's not only for the large full 40 business model structure. We'll have in other locations smaller business structures, whether it's only an education center, whether it's an office building, whether it's a sports training ground, whether for 1 sport, 2, 3, or 4 types of sports from the 4 types of sports that we do. So we have jobs for offices, working in an office building. We have jobs that you can do from home, like internet and phone jobs that you can do from home. Also, we have multimedia projects that we do in the USA and elsewhere that will become bigger and bigger and duplicate to other continents as well with time. So we have offices, we have education centers, we have sports training grounds, we have multimedia projects that might include traveling to many places. It might be more local. We will hire other companies with workers as well. So we will pay other companies to do works and jobs for us that we require. We will also have our own workers in every field, and we will have joint projects where they will have to cooperate and work together. So we will be using other companies for our business projects as well. So we will be paying an amount of money to another company to do works and jobs for us that we calculate and decide that we are going to earn a lot more money from, because we have to calculate and consider the cost relatively to the profit. So if the profit is more than the cost, it might be a worthy investment, so we will hire professionals from every field that we work in and will work for us as well. So we maximize our profits, we ensure the success of every business, we enlarge our client base, we increase the amount of profits. Money finances the company as we maybe open more than one company, and we may have more than one stock and more than one cryptocurrency in the future, when the first stock and the first cryptocurrency will cost a very large amount of money. We might open another company with another stock, with another cryptocurrency that is in its beginning stages, will sell for a much cheaper price so that more people can invest in it and earn more money as a result from the beginning. Business 9. 4. 2025. 2028. Business 9.
Play.
For 11. 456. Mute. Settings. We have more than 20 multimedia projects. Every new project that is invested in and comes out will be also sold in its multimedia form, such as a DVD, for example. So, we do series, documentaries, series, movies, CGI, animations, picture books, audio recordings, packages, more than 20 projects. Every new project that comes out, people who work for us will be able to buy, to purchase in different amounts of quantities, relative to how much money they have, and they are willing to invest, to sell the material onwards for themselves, of course, and to sell the material onwards. So that ensures not only the initial release of a multimedia project that will earn a lot of money from the initial purchase, whether it's a movie ticket, or a television show, a reality TV show, a documentary, video, a study educational material, or other multimedia. Also, we enlarge the number of clients and members, and we advertise and become more famous. We have more publicity with time, so there will always be more people to sell the multimedia materials to. And they sell and buy and sell and buy them onwards to many more people. So every multimedia project is ensured for financial success, not only from the initial release, but also from the later on selling of the multimedia, whether it's a DVD or a memory card with files on it, or downloadable on the internet, or a book, or a video. And we'll also do an audio recordings application where people can upload theirs and others' audio recordings from the smartphone, from the computer, and we also have people joining up in groups through social media, from the study groups, from the conventions, from the personal friends and relatives, from people they know from work or elsewhere, from schools, from education. They join together in social media groups, like applications and websites, on the smartphone, on the internet, and they advertise the materials, and they talk to each other, and they educate each other, and they work together, and they invest together. So social media platforms are a big help in creating groups, and creating a big group for the one total amount of members and workers and club members. Business 10. 4. 2025. 2028. Business 10.
Play.
Midnight. 10:24. Mute. Settings. Tourism and applications. I'll try to do both these subjects a little bit in one recording so that I can put it in ebook also later on in more detail. So we have a tourism company, tourism application, tourism places where we go. So we build in one country the first successful business model structure, where there is the full business model structure with more than 40 businesses in a complex or smaller ones in the beginning, and then in another country also, and then in more countries to follow in the future. And then we have a tourism company that also has this website and application that enables people to come visit our facilities, whether it's a sports training grounds facility with hotels nearby, or small places where they can live nearby, or they have to drive there. Every place has different conditions that are enabled, which will also help us get into the hotel business. And people can learn some professions, get impressed, get inside business offices, education centers, sports training grounds, hotels, to learn about our businesses, especially the first full business model structure, which is a huge complex that requires a lot of room to build, a lot of room and many years to build. And we accept tourists from many countries and continents and states, and we send them on a trip to visit our locations, whether for a few days, for a few weeks, maybe for a few months, maybe more permanently. It depends on what they're planning and how much money they have. And when we have more than 2 such big places, our tourism company is able to take them on tours to many countries and even many continents. And now about applications. We will have many applications. Every application will have its own website too. Now I think of 5 applications: smartphone applications, of course, groups, members, audio recordings, dating, and tourism. So that's already 5 applications that we need. A dating application for members, maybe another specific categorization for workers. However, fans that become members, fans of our material, fans of our business, fans of our company, fans of our multimedia, and become members. Every official member of the company can join the inside the company members dating application to date and build a family together with another person that are fans, members, workers for our company so that both spouses know our material and we want them to date each other, to know each other, to build families together, and it will make it easier for them to find each other through the application, through the website, and in person. We have groups application that is for groups, local groups. One category is local groups, area geographically. One category is just groups online over the phone through distance. They can also be a group, and on every application they can chat to each other, they can talk to each other, maybe even post audio recordings, pictures, text, video, other posts. So we need an application for groups, whether it's a study group, a business group, a fans group, members group, workers group. We have many types of groups. We need an application for all of them. So we have dating, we have groups, we have a tourism application, of course with prices and costs and trips and dates, and a list of people they will be going on the tourism trip together with, all on the application in the website. We have a members application for all official members of the company. We need an application in the website to unite us all. We need an application for that. Besides groups, which is similar, we need another application called members or similar names, yet to be decided. And every application in itself was of course a business, and it grows larger in numbers and years. We have more clients, more members, more workers, bigger facilities, company becomes bigger, everybody becomes richer, more knowledgeable, and learn more skills professionally. And otherwise we have dating, groups, members, tourism, and audio recordings. We need an application that only does audio recordings, where all the people in the group for the audio recordings, whether it's a general group that you can listen to audio recordings that they post, maybe even every day, whether it's lessons online over the smartphone, or on the computer that they can upload their audio recordings or our audio recordings or other audio recordings, whether it's short audio recordings or longer audio recordings, for local area groups, online groups, smartphone groups, general members, audio recordings group. We need an application for audio recordings as well. Business 11. 4, 2025, 2028. Business 11. Play. 338. 339. Mute. Settings. We will have our own acting school, television channel, and radio station. First, we broadcast on other TV channels that are famous. And when we have more multimedia materials and have done more multimedia projects and have earned a lot more money from it and other investments in businesses, we can afford to have our own TV channel. In it will be shown reality TV shows, documentaries, educational shows, movies, CGI, animation, picture books, updated versions, thousands of pictures, and other multimedia material on our own TV channel. The educational material also has to do with business, like teaching people how to sell our materials on Amazon and eBay and how to trade Forex, cryptocurrencies and stocks, and how to invest in our business and real estate otherwise. How to invest in our many businesses and in our business company altogether. There are many investing options and opportunities from small prices to large prices with the revenue and ROI percentages accordingly. We need our own acting school because we are constantly doing multimedia, every generation to follow also. And we need to have an option to have an acting school where people can learn acting professionally and become professional actors that will choose to work for our multimedia projects, educated by us on all the works. And we are going to have our own radio station. With time, we will host many celebrities, stars, businessmen, scientists, professionals in every field, interesting people to talk to on our own podcasts and radio stations. That we will do from successful people, host shows with our style. Business 12. 4, 2025, 2028. Business 12. Play. 652. 652. Mute. Settings. So we have the businesses of games, sports, and arcades for this Business 12 audio recording. To explain, so the business of sports, people practice our sports for many reasons, whether it's for fun, for entertainment, for pleasure, to learn new skills, learn new movements, for good health, for balance, to develop power, to lose weight if they need to lose weight, to gain weight if they need to gain weight. We have training programs designed for everyone, coordination, health benefits. Practice of sports has many benefits. However, professionally, they can train and practice and learn. The four sport types, or any one of the four sport types that we do and advertise and teach and train professionally in order to be professionals in the field. For several reasons, they might want to be competitors, earn money from competitions, they might want to receive a certification and learn to be trainers, also personal coaches, trainers in martial arts, fitness, the ball game, parkour, and any one or more from the four types that we do. So competitors, trainers, they might want to be on television or in the movie theaters or on the internet as stars from our multimedia projects. So that's the business of sports. They have several options to become professional sportsmen, as competitors, as trainers, as multimedia stars. Now the business of games. We have four games: Infinity, the real world,